Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I am Eugene Kaspersky, and I am about to speak about cybersecurity and cyber immunity. I'm in this business for more than 30 years, so I remember those times then the cybersecurity issues, they were not so critically important, and now we're living in completely different age. So, today I'm about to speak about cybersecurity and cyber immunity in a cyber age. And what the age we're living right now. For 1,000 years, well, actually there's a different scientists, they report different numbers, but they say like 50,000 years we were living in a stone age. Then in bronze and iron age, then we had a plastic age right now. Some people say that we are living in a plastic age, and the next is definitely the cyber age. And unfortunately, there are three barriers to stop us from entering the cyber age. First of all, it's mass cybercrime. Second, it's targeted attacks, highly professional criminal attacks, which are able to hack even well-protected enterprises, and attacks on the industrial systems, Internet of Things, and especially critical infrastructure. So I'm going to speak about all these 3 points and explain what we're doing to protect our customers from these types of the threats. So first of all, cybercrime, traditional cybercrime, and the numbers are really scary. Every day we collect about 380,000 new, unique, malicious applications. Every day. So I'm here for a couple of days, so we'll have about more than 700,000 new malicious files during my stay here in Riyadh. The numbers are really scary. And the good question is, how many criminals are behind that? Well, actually, of course, there is a lot of this stuff is made automatically, but still there are a lot of the handwork. So there are many, thousands of the bad guys, thousands criminals, which are developing new malicious attacks. So if you say, they say that there are 100,000 of criminals, 100,000 of hackers, I will not be surprised. Who these guys are? Well, actually, they speak very different languages. So they speak Chinese, Russian, Spanish, Portuguese, English, native English, broken English, many different languages. Well, their numbers are very scary, but technically speaking, it's not a big problem. We are able to develop automatic tools, the technologies, which automatically collect new suspicious data from the internet, automatically sort the malicious files, new malicious files from the clean files, and release the antidote and deliver it to our customers. So technically speaking, we are able to protect you from this kind of mass cybercrime because it's mostly junior or middle level complexity attacks. So technically speaking, we can handle that. The problem is, by the way, if you want to learn more about these issues, on the top right corner, you'll see the URL and QR code. So please make the pictures, follow the link to learn more about these particular issues. Did you make a picture? Okay, so technically speaking, it's not a problem. The problem is that many of these junior or middle level hackers, they are learning, they're getting more smart, and they are joining highly professional criminal gangs. And these criminal gangs are able to hack even very, very well protected enterprises. So you know it from the news, how many attacks how many high profile attacks they're happening almost every day. Still, most of the professional hackers attacks, it's a state-sponsored. Still, there are about 90% of these attacks. It's a state-sponsored espionage, but we see the more and more criminal gangs which are on the same level with the state-sponsored state-sponsored malware projects. We're facing a very serious technical issue, how to protect our customers, how to protect enterprises, high-profile victims from their highly professional hackers attacks. Well, we are able to develop technologies and deliver the products which can guarantee very high level of protection. Well, I'm not going to speak too much about this. There are so many technical details how we protect from these highly complicated cyber threats. Once again, I have a URL. Unfortunately, you can see that. But if I move this chair, you see the URL and QR code at the bottom line. So you can learn more about these products and technologies. So actually it's endpoint protection plus and network security systems which are able not just to recognize the known threats, but also to detect that there's something is going wrong in your network. There's something strange, suspicious. The behavior of your network is not usual. So it seems that there's something new is happening in your network. So we're able to detect these anomalies and to ring the bell. So you are under attack. So we will point a finger to the problematic parts of your network which behave in a very strange, very suspicious way. So once again, if you make a picture, follow the URL, you'll find more data about this. So how can we prove that we're able to handle highly professional, highly complicated cyber attacks? How can we protect from that? Well, actually, recently, last year, there was independent tests for ransomware. So the ransomware is one of the most annoying cyber threats. There are thousands of authors, thousands of the actors in the cybercrime which develop new and new attacks of this particular type, the ransomware. And unfortunately, it's a big issue. So there are many top enterprises, they were victims of these attacks, and actually they paid quite a big ransom. So actually, we can prove that we're able to protect you from these highly complicated threats. And actually last year in Germany, there was independent tests how different vendors, how different security products protect you from ransomware attacks. And I'm really proud to demonstrate that we were the only company to reach this number. Once again, you can follow the URL. Yes, well, how to protect this world from ransom attacks? Easy. To force the rest of the industry to do the same what we do. So, well, technically, once again, technically speaking, we can handle that and we can protect you even from the very complicated cyber attacks. But unfortunately, the bad guys, the hackers, the professional criminals, they're slowly shifting to the industrial systems. Still, there are not attacks on industrial sector, attacks on SCADA networks. It's not a major business for these guys, but we have many reports, we have a feedback from our industrial customers, what we see from our sensors, that the criminals, highly professional criminal gangs, they are slowly shifting to the direction of SCADA systems. They are slowly shifting from attacks on the office networks, which is painful, but still it's not as bad as attacks on the industrial sector, as attacks on physical systems. So now we're facing with a new problem. We have to develop the protection for industrial systems, for power plants, for production lines, for gas and oil industries. Yes, we do that. So we adapt our cybersecurity technologies for industrial sector. We have new products which are able to understand the it's all the time a good idea to have backup. We are facing the new task, we are facing the new need of the industrial sector to protect the industrial networks, to protect SCADA from the hackers' attacks. So we have a new technologies and products which are able to understand the SCADA language, the protocols, to protect not only computer systems and networks, but also the PLCs. So it's a different story. It's not like a traditional endpoint office security. It's an endpoint and network security for industrial networks. I will be very happy to say that this is the end of the issue, so we're able to protect you from any kind of attacks, from a junior, middle level, and very professional criminals, professional hackers, but unfortunately, it's not the end of the story. Unfortunately, the industrial sector, and especially critical infrastructure, speaking about from the cybersecurity side, it's very different. And the difference is that for individual security, for office security, the security is a kind of risk management. For these traditional attacks, we can estimate the damage. How much you lose from your pocket if you are of the hacker's attack. How much your business lose if your network is under attack. How many days your business will be paralyzed. How much you lose from this unfortunate situation. So it's, you invest into cybersecurity and balance the risks. In case of attacks on the critical infrastructure, on industrial sector, the damage is unpredictable. What happens if the power plant or power grid is under attack? What happens if the critical industries, they're victims of their highly professional hackers attack? If the hackers attacks is not just to ask you for ransom, but to destroy, not just paralyze your network, your office network, but to destroy the physical equipment, to destroy the physical systems. So, unfortunately, in this case, the damage is unpredictable, so the cybersecurity doesn't compensate the risks. So, what to do? And I believe this is the time when we need to switch from cybersecurity to cyber immunity. And, well, security, it's a kind of, it's like a mask on your face. And that's injection. That's the difference. So what we need to do to have a vaccine to cyber systems? Well, to be honest, I don't know how to do it based on the existing operating systems and the existing architecture of the cyber gadgets, cyber networks. We need to change quite a lot. And to reach the level of cyber immunity, we need to change the main thing, the architecture of operating system. So that was the bad news. The good news is that we are working on that. And so we have a concept, the cyber immunity platform. So actually it's a microkernel operating system. Well, the microkernel operating system is not really the new. There are many of them. Well, not many, but there are operating system based this microkernel architecture. That the main difference is that our operating system is based on the permission security. So it's not like the traditional system. Then we have operating system, applications, and the security on the top watching what's going on in the system. We have a security built into the DNA of architecture. So that every piece of the system speaks to each other. They speak to each other only through the security layer, and security layer checks the permissions. It's not like sandbox. It's much more strict than sandbox. So every piece has the permission. Like if you're a calculator, you only can calculate and display the result, the result of the calculation. That's it. You don't have access to the internet. You don't have access to any other functions of the system. If you manage, if you're modeled, if your application to manage a turbine, you have access to turbine only. That's it. So every piece of the system is not just isolated. it's under very strict control. So every piece of the system has their own secure behavior, and you can't change that. So even if any component of the system is compromised, it will stay isolated. Not like in the traditional system there, through the zero-day attacks, through vulnerabilities, you can hack the whole system. So this is the secure operating system, and I believe this is the future of the cyber age. Well, right now, this operating system is not too much functional. So actually, because of this strict security limitations, it's not to replace the desktop systems or smartphones. It's ready for the Internet of Things. So it has a limited functionality, and we are ready to develop immune devices and new gadgets which we use as an Internet of Things. So right now we have the thin client VDI based on this operating system. We have an industrial gateway to connect industrial networks to the data centers. Once again, it's not Linux, it's completely different. So that's immune system. And we have a gateways for the rest of IoT. And I believe, once again, I believe this is the future of the cyber age, and we're looking for the partner companies to develop the gadgets, the Internet of Things based on immunity platform. So we are fastly moving to the cyber age, which is completely different. Well, and I really love this time. And I think that I am from the very happy generation, because I remember the world before Internet. Our kids, they don't know what's that, the world without Internet. The young generation, they don't know what's that, the world without mobile phones. So I still remember that, the old world, and many of you as well. And we know what the cyber world is. So we are moving to the cyber age, and I believe that it's not possible to enter the cyber age without the cyber immunity. So let's work together to make this world even more perfect. Thank you very, very much. If you have any question,
great thanks to the CEO and founder of Kaspersky, Mr. Eugene Kaspersky.
So if you have any question, just drop me email. My email address is very, very simple. Eugene@kaspersky.com. Very simple. Thank you. Goodbye.